So, but, I want to thank you for helping me. This is probably of all the projects I've done, this is the one that's most dear to me for many reasons. Um, and I think it's one that is different from all the others because this one truly deal with a life that's everybody. Oh, you from Florida, although I got some really, really racist statements from
Yeah,
Florida.
you told me that, and I was surprised that.
I, I couldn't believe it. As a matter of fact, on one of the uh, group posters that I posted in, it was so bad, but that and it was the fans that went in on him. I never went in on him, so that was the good thing. It was some fans that went in on him. I think the administrator banned him from the group forever or something. So, but no.
Yeah, I don't get the point in being negative about this at all. I mean, it's not a discussion. It's just it's a project you're working on that's being affected by real world events. I mean, what what's the problem?
But everybody have their own reasons, and and I remember something that my grandmother told me. I may not agree with what they feel, but it's real to them, and so you must believe that. And hey,
Well, let's talk about where all this stemmed from. Where did this idea first find root?
well, well, I'm from Atlanta, as you know. I'm from Atlanta. I actually grew up in an area in Atlanta called the Bluff, and as a kid, I just remember what you was people go through. And then, I do have an organization where I give out scholarships to young people. But I remember seeing a young man that was going to Morehouse, and he was 14. He wasn't like an attorney or anything. But I just said, what if? And then I remember one of my favorite shows was a show called Dookie Howser. And it was a 14-year-old kid that was the head of the neurosurgeon department at a major hospital. So I just said I wanted to create a story that was similar to that, um, and that's where it came from. But let me give you a brief story that might interest you. I think it was in latter November of last year. I have a full-length screenplay of it, and I went to this production company here in California, in Hollywood, and I was in front of these three people, three white guys and a white lady, and they didn't seem too interested in the story, that it wasn't believable to them, and I accepted that, and I left. Well, fast forward, in January, the lady that was in that room asked to speak to me and go out to lunch. And I went to lunch with her, and she had told me that she and the other two partners had split it up, and they decided to go their separate ways at the beginning of the year. And so, but she said the point is, all three of us loved the project, and we just felt that we wanted to ask something, but neither one of us had the courage to ask. And so she said, I'm on my own now, and I would like to talk to you. I would love to take this project and go out and pitch it as a feature film. I think it would be wonderful, but I just was wondering, would you consider making the kid white?
Oh, doesn't that lose a lot of the impact?
and so and she said, I hope I didn't insult you and be thinking it's racist. I said, no, by a long shot. Now, if you had caught me 10 years ago, yes. But, but I said, no, what you really just told me is that I have a wonderful project here. So I didn't take it that way at all. And but I didn't want to get put in her hands. And that's when I decided that, hey, why don't I try to get this done myself? So I have some people at the networks, at the studios, some high-powered people who said that if you show me that you can direct this, then we will consider it and let you direct a feature film of it. Um, and so that's where I am. I want to raise money and direct this short film and show my passion in it, because quite frankly, I don't think anyone can show the passion in this project more better than me. And so the reason that I'm asking for this amount is that, of course, I want to be able to do it right. I want to get some top-notch actors, which I do have. But most of what is really going to cost me is because I'm using a kid that's 14. That is expensive. You have to have a teacher on set. They can only work 4 hours at a time. But I need to. And so that's where I am with this. And that's what I want to do. But it's a wonderful project that everybody loves. And I've written 2 or 3, self-published 2 or 3 books, but I have never gotten a response like I've gotten from this one. And so that's where I am.
What is the total goal that you're looking for, money-wise, to get this, to get the short film funded?
12,000. I mean, the short, 12,000.
Mm-hmm.
And people. I have people that say they're going to do it, but they haven't been able to get it there. So the amount that I'm trying to raise is 12,000.
And that covers the entire production, cast, crew, and everything?
That will cover everything for the short film, yes.
And what other challenges are you seeing besides just getting funding when it comes to making this? Do you see any other issues that could possibly pop up?
No, I don't. I don't see. I have carefully went through everything. I don't see any other issues. I do have the locations that I want to shoot. I have the only thing that I don't have right now is I don't have the young actor, but I have a casting director that we're going to hold casting for this, and to hold casting for, and I want to wait so I could really look at some really good actors, and that's why I was going to a casting director so I could see that. So I have that within the budget too. The 12,000 will cover everything for me. I hope that I would be able to submit it to film festivals now, and that's where I'm trying to go. Right now, where I was hoping I could be, I'm not there. I thought I think right now I'm at 2,500, but I only have 2 weeks to go. I think not even 2 weeks. Yeah, 14 days I think left. I do know that in the last week, people do come and they'll support. A lot of people wait till the last week, but I don't. Unless I see a miracle, I don't see all of that coming the last week. Anything that's under the 12,000, I still intend to try to shoot this property. I just can't. I would just have to make some cuts, and I just want to be able to do everything and make this a really, really nice property. I got a seasoned crew that has agreed to do it for maybe 30% of their salary, and a nice DP. I have everything in place, and that will cover the 12,000. Actually, it will be about 11,000, but I put in a extra 1,000 for emergency. So, to be quite honest with you, that's what I had to do. So, and I'd have to, for the actors, I choose to want to go with SAG actors, and I want to be SAG signatory. And if I want to be SAG signatory, that's another fee, and all that is included in there.
Dad, I'm leaving.
If you had to, let's say that you didn't make the goal, would you consider doing it very very underground style, with just shooting with like a consumer grade camera and like local theater actors, just to have something to show the studios?
I want to do it right,
Mm-hmm.
and even if I just don't want to do it any way less than that, because like I said, I want to be able to show this to film festivals, and many times taking it to film festivals, that's where a lot of studios would go, seeing film festivals now. And so I want to do something of quality, and that much quality. And and because this is it's not an action piece, this is a really wordy piece. And when you have wordy piece, you really have to have great actors, because actors that can have that charisma on stage or in front of the camera. And because the most powerful scene is, like I said, it's 8 pages long, and that is a negotiation scene, like a court scene. And so that in itself is something that you need great actors for, that can give you these levels, that can and things like that. And then there is a fight scene. So I do have a seasoned stunt coordinator to work on that. So I pulled in some really great talents to do this here. Ideally, when I first did it, it was going to be like 20,000 to do it, but I did make some cuts, and and you're not going to be able. At least I spoke with forecasting directors, and they told me it's going to be, if you want to get a young actor, get one that's seasoned, that knows what to do, that can come on the set, and it can give you what you want. Because by this being a 14-year-old kid that's a trial lawyer, you want to be able to have a kid that can show that he can do that. And so, I guess to answer your question, I'm not sure if, no, I don't think, I really want to try to go all the way and try to do it right.
What key parts of your book do you want to make it into the short? Could you give me like a brief synopsis of what those key?
Short is already written.
Oh, okay.
The short is already written. The short is already written, and the feature film is already written. The short is, like I said, it's a part of the perk, but everything has been written. I've even written out my production shots and everything. So it's nothing that if I get the money that I have to do, it's already in place. It's not like I don't have the groceries. I have the grocery. I just don't have the oven to cook it in. And so, but if you must know, it would show the kid talking to his father in the prison cell, and then him going to the law firm, and basically end up in the judge's chambers. And ideally, I would have wanted it in a courtroom, but I talked to a person in the law, and because to get her to do a courtroom, that in itself, just to rent a courtroom, a real life courtroom, that would be $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 a day to do. And so what he did, he said, why not have it in a judge chambers, do his defense, to prove it for the kid, to make his defense. So, and it worked extremely well. And so I have done that. So if you like, or if you have something that you might want to, think you might have, can help me, I can send you the short. But the short, I can let you read it to let you know that I have it, so you can see that I do have it.
Oh, I trust you, Ken. I was just trying to see what part of your of the book, or what part of the feature film you were trying to put into the short. That's all I was asking for.
So that's, yeah. So the short film is already there. I think it's 24 pages.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my last question, which is the most important one for this moment in time for you, is where can people go to donate to get the McHenry Trail made?
Okay, you would go to Indiegogo.com and type in the McHenry Trail, and it will come up.